A thread by Carlos Osuita. Good video by Karlin Borisenko. I'd like to comment on a couple of points she makes. Dr. B asks, do we want the government or angry mob, perhaps the government and or an angry mob, in charge of your life? That is the question. Do you want to be in charge of your life, or do you want the government and an angry mob in charge of your life? Authoritarians always use angry, stupid mobs to control the population. Some countries, like Iran and China, go further by using internal security skullcrackers who don't speak the local language. The Iranian mullahs have Lebanese and Afghan goons who don't speak Farsi. In the Tiananmen Square crackdown, the government used troops from provinces that didn't speak the Beijing dialect. In East Germany and Romania, the goons were isolated from news sources. On April 22, 1961, professional French soldiers took over Algiers and declared that Algeria would remain forever French. The French had anticipated this and had distributed transistor radios to all the troops in Algeria so that the young fellows could listen to pop music. When the news of the putsch was brought to French President de Gaulle, he listened and finally said, "Gentlemen, what is serious about this affair is that it's not serious." De Gaulle then donned his World War II uniform and addressed the nation and Algeria by TV and radio. "I need your help," he said. "Frenchmen and Frenchwomen, help me. Help France." All the troops in Algeria heard this on their little transistors, and virtually all of them refused to join in. The putsch was over before it began, thanks to little radios. The brown shirts of the Democratic Party are kept stupid. They think private property is public because it's a street. That's why they do stupid things. Keeping the internal security skullbreakers stupid and incommunicado is as old as the hills. So Dr. B is exactly right. If Biden wins, mob rule is here to stay. Guaranteed. This is not fear-mongering. Every single authoritarian regime has brown shirts who are idiots. The German soldier, Otto Runge, was an ape with an IQ of about 68. When ordered to capture the socialist revolutionary Rosa Luxemburg, he clubbed and stabbed her to death instead. Look at him. So, don't kid yourselves. If you hand power back to the Democrats, Black Lives Matter and Antifa become formal brown shirts. I keep hearing about the super duper election stealing prowess of the Democrats. Well, Engel concession imminent as final mail-in ballots are counted. JustTheNews.com. Eliot Engel has 30 years in Congress. Hillary Clinton, Pelosi, and Schumer endorsed him. He had money and total name recognition. Democratic Socialist middle school principal Jamal Bowman beat him by 25 points. Bowman is another AOC, a catastrophe for the Democrats. Bowman had no money and zero name recognition. So stop telling me about the Democrats stealing elections. They can't. Let's get to another point by Dr. Karlin Borisenko in her video. Why hasn't Trump done more to quell the social unrest? She said she expected him to send in the army. He did. Trump invoked the Stafford Act when he declared a national emergency at the start of the pandemic. Like de Gaulle, Trump anticipated everything we're seeing. The Stafford Act allows the regular armed forces to take part in law enforcement efforts. No tanks, drones, nanodrones, the Delta Forces, the Navy SEALs, maybe, the U.S. Marine Corps Special Operations Teams, retirees from all of the above. Think about it. You saw the older couple with their firearms. Nobody was afraid. Guns don't work anymore. Did you see this? From MercuryNews.com, man arrested in New Mexico protest shooting. An armed militia tried to protect a statue. Didn't work. Since they, of course, couldn't mow down the vandals, they had to get out of the way. After a guy pulled his pistol and ran away, the crowd chased him and knocked him down. He shot someone trying to stab him. And now he's going on trial for battery. Just imagine if tanks come out. Lots of dead psychos, and Trump's name is mud. This is up to governors and mayors. Every single day, more people are switching to Trump. But the armed forces are doing things we don't know about, as are the 1,000 plus federal tactical teams. This is a Gulf Arab commando who infiltrated Mosul to gather intelligence and use nanodrones to create a digital map of every building in the city. He has only one eye. Give him a long beard, a stoop, and a cane, and he's invisible. One of the reasons all the retired military flat tires hate Trump is that he refuses to go public with what we're doing. Let me show you a perfect operation by the British. Video in the description, UK Special Forces in Nairobi. The operator is Special Air Force, SAS. He was already authorized to take part in combat missions. He put himself entirely in the hands of the Kenyans, and they asked him to lead the operations. He personally killed 2 of the 4 terrorists. This is a man in his 50s. He's got well over 30 years worth of combat experience. We've got such men and women all over the country right now. They're working with the Department of Justice, not Trump. He lets them do their jobs. I had a long conversation with my brother today, and we agreed that the U.S. has always suffered from mass hysteria. Look up the Battle of Los Angeles. The U.S. Army opened fire on the moon and the ocean. Nobody had any idea what they were shooting at. Military special operators are different. They aren't adrenaline junkies or macho meatheads. They're problem solvers, helpers, and they take pleasure from a hard job well done. Trump is the same. He loves challenges, the greater the better. Trump is also a seeker of long-lasting solutions. We can't save cities and states from their own stupid voting habits. I live in the hell of Southern California, but I don't expect Trump to save me. This is entirely the fault of the brainless voters. You should hear these people struggling with how to feel about being attacked and beaten by homeless lunatics. It happened to me in my own backyard. The cops stopped arresting the fast psycho who threatened to murder me again and again. Fat psycho. So she brought back a buddy. He ambushed me outside my back door, pushed me to the cement, and came at me with a knife. But while he was preening, I was moving forward on my knees. Yeah, bitch, that's right, bitch. What's up? What's up? The third what's up means here I come. He may as well have had a neon sign on his head. So instead of moving away, I closed with him and gave him an attitude readjustment. Then she attacked me. Somehow she fell down and her meth pipes fell out of her blanket. I guess she accidentally put one meth pipe up her nose, and then apparently her boyfriend accidentally stamped on her face. But whatever happened to them, they went away and never came back. Of course, I shouldn't be fighting for my life ever, especially not in my own backyard, but here we are. No use in bemoaning the indestructible stupidity of California voters. Not Trump's fault, but he's teaching everybody that elections have consequences. Trump is an anti-fascist. No such thing as a fascist who decentralizes government and the armed forces. So, in closing, if the Democrats win, the mob is here to stay. The mob becomes part of the federal government. The Brownshirts, stupid as hell and impossible to stop. You can't serve papers on a rat, baby sister. You gotta kill him or let him be. Rooster Cogburn, True Grit. Let's not talk rubbish. Nobody sane wants to go out with our shooting irons. And the government will arrest us. So just vote for Trump. Simple solution. Law and order.